Hello and welcome back to Oak City. This is our Plains and Prairies playthrough. We are here on episode 16, just finishing up the month of September. Do have one more thing to finish before we can move out the month, which is to deliver the milk that we have up at the cattle ranch. So we will be heading out with the truck here to go grab that, and then we will be jumping through to October. Got all the field work done, fertilization in. We are going to have some fertilizing to do next month. Not a lot of harvest. By not a lot of harvest, we're going to have zero harvest. So we are just going to have product to sell and some fertilizing to do next month. Milk right now, the reason we're going to sneak that in here at the end of this month is it's selling at a high for like the next 8 months or something like that. So gonna offload it now while we have a truck full and it is at a decent high sell price. Need to sneak that in because it is gonna plummet for next month, and then we'll jump into next month's business. Just rolling up here to our fill spot and we'll get that on board. We are capable of holding about 40,000 liters in this rig. Set up a little, max holding for this one. Unrealistic for a truck this size, but very convenient when you're actually trying to move stuff along. And I do tend to like the little truck. We could obviously go with a bigger truck, same. Not a lot different. These trucks are $107,000 too, so not super cheap, but we are going to roll out with the milk on board. So I was going to head that to town and see what kind of profit we can get out of that. I think this is the second or maybe third time that we're selling milk so far off the cattle. So at least at this point they are starting to pay off a bit. And we'll just kind of have to see how profitable that is when we get to the dairy. There we are, just pulling into the dairy here. Not too far a drive there. And we can offload there. Not really, don't have much of an interest in buying the dairy. Just simply because it's nice to have a place to easy sell the milk. If anything, I think I'd buy a different piece of land and do something different with dairy. In that case, which we will probably be looking at doing in the future, just not currently. So 78,668, moving us up to just about $500,000 there. Can't complain. That's a nice little ad for sure. Nothing wrong with an $80,000 paycheck. So we'll get this pulled back up to the barn here and get that parked, and then we will jump towards next month. With that, we are here first thing 7:30 early in the morning in October here. I think we are going to turn around and take, let's see if we can grab our sprayer here. We're going to get that headed out to the field. Try to work through things as fast as we can here in this month till we know where we're coming out. Our goal obviously is to get, if we can get the money for more ground that we can turn over for spring planting, that would be a perfect scenario. If we don't come up with enough for that, we'll have to work on some sort of other form of income. It's just always kind of like a toss-up, because the more the more you spend on stuff, then it takes you time to recoup that. So we're not making a ton per month, and I don't really want to spend on things that are just kind of going to set us back. I think we'll go out to the next road, head this down, and then we will take care of a few more orders of business while we have that going. We do have the 2 fields to get done. I think this is going to be efficient enough to probably get through both of them. It's going to be close, but should hopefully be able to cover both fields. that we planted in the last episode. So we do have the wheat field that we got planted up top, and then we ended up with the peas down here, and then we have the wheat field up there. Both are going to need to be filtered this month, and then we will have product sales as well. There is our newly planted grass field holding up well. Needs some trees and more decor for sure. Just don't want to get things in the way just yet. So let's go ahead and open this up. Somewhere in this neighborhood. Should be close to where we want to be. And then I think we will just send this one on its way. We will have it work. Yeah, you can work the headlands, all that's fine. Go and send it. Make sure you get to do your thing the way that you're supposed to. That'll let us jump back over to the farm. So I think we will jump in the trusty old truck here. No hitch on this truck, which is going to become a problem. So I do think that as long as we end up with enough money at the end of the month, or we're not in too big a time crunch, we will be actually rewarding ourselves with a new vehicle to drive around. As this old farm truck was definitely part of the farm when we bought it, but I think we're getting a little past it. So we hopefully we'll have enough money to do that. Gotta say, still got good brakes. It's gonna be a low mileage classic with good brakes. If interested, consult the paper. Alright, we'll cruise this thing. What are we doing? Let's do our apples first. You know what, these we don't need to push. We'll have to check if it is a good time to sell apple juice or not, as that may be the case. Honestly, not an expert when it comes to the orchard, just trying to figure out how to make it work. Alright, that looks like all. Any more? Or is that good? That's actually quite a bit of apple juice. Alright. Can we actually drop? But we can, right? Yeah, okay. Let's try to give this a shot. See what we can do here. Got a little bit of stockpile here, nothing crazy. Let's go ahead and give it a shot, see if we can get that sold while we are here. Not sure how well this is gonna work or not work, but we will go. Pushing in just a little bit there. That's good. Looks like we have two more. I don't know what our odds of getting those up there. Yeah, perfect. That is made for exactly that. Yeah, that's perfect. Snug in a row. That's great. Alright, so we will head this over to our sales point here. So take it to the juice box. Guess we can go ahead and open that up. There we go. 42,000 for the first group there. 30, so what's that? 60, 70,000 is $71,000 for some apples in our little pickup truck. That is not a bad way to go. working out there. The one Apple group seems to be enough to keep the industry running there, so not a bad way to add some dollars for a little interest, you know, or little investment, excuse me, if you will. Water is all it kind of takes to get it done there. Alright, let's run these across, making some money. This is bulk of our profit here. And then we will have our green beans to try to pull, or as well, green bean jars. I don't know if our little pickup truck is going to be up to that though, or if we're going to have to, we may very well have to buy some kind of new delivery truck, which may postpone our new pickup truck. I don't know. Let's just kick all this over and see where we get to. No decisions until the money's in the bank. Alright, there we go. One more industry to stop, and I guess, you know what, we're going to try to put the old pickup truck to use and see if we can get it done. We'll see what happens. It's probably a heck of a load for this small of a truck, but we're going to give it a shot. Anyway, oh, this is going to go horribly, I can tell already. Alright, let's shut that off. Alright, because we can get one wide that way. All depends on, really, I guess, how many of these do we really have in there. Oh, okay, that's gonna work out. This we probably can't have sideways, so we'll just do that. A little bit of Jenga action going on. Ooh, doesn't like that one. Okay, it's fine. We can deal. We can deal around that. A little bit of stack 'em. There we go. Everything's working fine. Nothing to see here. This is perfectly normal for on the farm. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Oh, you can see the thing like sinking down every time we put one on there. Alright, that's not terrible. We could get a lot more on there. Alright, strap that baby up. Oh, never mind. This pickup just got a whole new lease on life. Does it have a hitch? No, but we can pull that other trailer in a different way. We could just put a hitch on here. So, who knows? This is actually going to work out, though. It's perfectly stable, I'm sure. Yeah, that's not horrible. We can live with that. Alright, let's sell these off. There we go, $67,000. So that's not going to be horrible. I mean, that's not even off a full month's running. But we can look at something in that ballpark, $60,000, $70,000 a month coming out of there. That's a decent addition added to the farm. Take a look at our finances real quick, where that brings us in $285,000 for the month, as that's just our product sold. So that was not a horrible way to go. I mean, that's a good improvement. Puts us up to that, you know, we're making $3 million a year if we can do that every single month. Let's turn around and take a look at how much progress we've actually gotten here on the field. Actually getting almost done, so that's not working out too bad. So let me get this truck back to the farm, and then we will jump into that fertilizer and get all that finished up. Here we go, jumping in, just finishing up the field there. We did relieve our field worker on, I don't know, I think we had like 2 swaths to go, about a swath and a half, something like that, when we grabbed him out of the field there. So we will turn around and drive this up to the next field ourselves, just much easier. Take a look at it. Really, we don't need the AI guy running. Just make it a little easier, to be honest, cutting down on fertilizer time this month, or seed time, if you will, trying to get through October here quick. I think we are going to turn around and take a look at selling some of our excess silage this month, as we are super close to our next land acquisition, and so I think that's going to be our priority target. I know we definitely have enough silage to offload that we can make that happen. So that's going to be our goal. So once we get this up here to the field, everything else fertilized. Sure what happened with that little strip there. Not going to worry about it this season. But as soon as we can get the fertilizer started and running up in that field, or the sprayer if you will, we will turn around and go grab the combination we're going to need to start selling some silage. Let's get this offloaded. Hopefully you can figure out how to function on this field. Good. Send it. Alright, we'll see if that works up there, and then we will jump back to the farm. Don't need that one, we're looking for the little one. Gonna have the trailer already hooked up to it there. We'll fire that up and then head on down to the cattle company. As soon as we get out of here, we'll take a look back at our worker there, just to check and make sure they're not having any kind of issues going on. Looking good so far. Make sure we're empty there. Take a peek into the tarp. Looks good there. So we are just going to head this up to our fermenting drying silo, which we have up at the cattle company. So I think when we get up the road, we'll take a look at that. Here we are, pulling up to the stop here. Gonna turn around and take a look. Silage, there we are, over 1 million liters going on. So we definitely have excess compared to what we could possibly ever burn for our cattle anytime soon. And at the birth rate they're going, we have enough for years and years and years to come. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this up. So here we are, headed out the long road to the cattle company. Red Rock, what is it? I'm not sure exactly what it's called. Have to look out here. High Plains Cattle Company. We will be offloading 250,000 liters of silage out there. That's where we're going to get the best price for it, so that's where we're headed. Need to wring everything out of it. Top value on it is 2 months away, but we are actually on the way up, about 3/4 of the way up the scale, so not a horrible price that we're taking this month, moving it on, and it should give us the amount of money that we need. We'll just have to see. Selling silage in bulk like this, not super profitable, but you're moving a lot of liters of it, so there's that. Rolling this one down pretty close here. Should actually spend some time looking around this area for some collectibles. I'm sure there's a few around here. Alright, got it there, and we're gonna go ahead and dump that. So we'll take a look here where that's gonna put us through money wise. Yeah, that's definitely gonna get the job done. $92,000 for one trailer. We could offload another trailer, but I don't think we're necessarily going to need to go ahead and pick up the rest of, or to pick up the piece of land that we want. And where its top price is 2 months away, I guess we might as well keep that as money in the bank. We might not get to buy our little farmer reward that we wanted this month, which was to go ahead and swap out our pickup truck. But I guess we can turn around and take a look once we figure out how much the land up there is going to cost us. I do think we're going to look at picking up this chunk up here for our next piece, although we have a lot to look at. Everything's already growing in there. Till it under. We'd have to till it all under in its current state. If we buy that, but we do have enough money for it. Also, I suppose we could turn around and sell some more and look at another chunk of land, although I think that's probably our most next cost effective piece that we can pick up, to be honest. Oh, wage payment, I suppose we're paying for spraying up there. I just think that's probably our most cost-effective next chunk of land, though it's going to cost us quite a bit of money. But we do have decent income, and we're going into the winter, so we don't really have a lot to have to spend on. And if we pick that up, it'll give us the ability to get another field in over the winter, which is kind of our goal. So we have another field for next spring. So we'll just kind of drive this one back, and then I think we will pick up that land. So here we are at the vehicle dealership. We have brought in the old truck, did turn around and pick up the new plot of land. As you can see, we bought these 3 fields up here, so we will be heading up to take a look there at what we'll be plowing under. We do turn around and have the spraying is all done, so now we can turn around and go ahead and get that sprayer home, although now we're down to $25,000, so we'll just have to go up there and get that ourselves, because along with picking up that new field, we did turn around and pick up a little bit of a reward for ourselves, which we will go ahead and repaint, repair, and then sell that on the market, $20,000. So that's definitely going to help the bank a bit there. And then we'll take a look at our new ride. So we did turn around and pick up a 3500 HD. It is a mod, available on the Mod Hub. Great looking ride, so that's going to be our new get around. Did go with the long box, so it should make it a little easier for us to do some hauling around the farm. Great looking truck. As we go up through the lights here, great options, just looks killer. It's kind of the point. Sounds great. Definitely needed an upgrade. No more old school truck. We are up to date and on the way, so cruising on up. We will take this one. This should make it much easier to move some things around, that's for sure. A little bigger box on this and a lot more speed to turn around and check out around the farm, which will be nice for getting down the road. Yo, yo, yo. Watch out, man. Doing a thing. There we go. 100 miles an hour. We're not even worried about the speed limit around here. Looks like we are going to cap out at 112. So it's definitely going to get us around the farm a little faster. Nice suspension on this one. Did not go with the lifted suspension or anything. We could make this much bigger. This is going to be our new plot of land. We can sneak in here and take a look at it. There we go. Should be a nice chunk, I guess, when we turn around and take a look at it. We have about 29. call it 30, 50, yeah, call it 55 acres or something by the time we get it all said and done. So we will turn around and be working on that as our next project after we turn around and get this one home. But I think for all intents and purposes, we are going to definitely call this month a win. Lots of new toys, things done, so we will be moving forward to November. Say thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you get a chance, like, share, subscribe. Subscriptions are free, but they sure do help the channel. Y'all have a great day.